bit of this. This is Tower of Guns, which is a first-person roguelite. Let us choose a weapon. Portable pizza thrower or peas and carrot pistol. So, choose a better gun. Well, I guess we're going to want to play with that one then. Why would you even offer that one in the first place? Bluegrass lift ticket. Immune to fall damage. Triple jump from the start. We'll go with that. Okay. So, supposedly this is a... I mean, this does give me something of a feel of... Ooh, that's cool. It actually... I think it has strafe jumping going for it. Has a bit of a feel of paranautical activity. But it seems like you can actually build at quite a large amount of speed. Huggerbots. Alright. Oh, now I feel terrible. Fuck you, Tower of Guns. Why would I want to do such a thing? God damn it. This guy's wife is an evil, evil person. Why would you keep them in when you are forced to destroy them? It's colorful. Well, it's kind of colorful. Like, there's a lot of brown in it, but there's also a lot of everything else, so I give it credit for that. The menu font is pretty stupid, I agree. It's like, hey, let's put a serif font. No! No, you will not! That's a terrible idea. Don't do that. I don't know what that is, but I'm probably supposed to kill it. They have... It's got... I don't think I'd call it cel-shaded, per se, but... It definitely has something going for it when it comes to its graphic style. I'd have to identify exactly what that is. Because if I call it cel-shaded, I'll also be called a stupid person. And kind of rightfully so. Because I'm pretty sure it's not cel-shaded. Okay. Blue meter to level up your gun. Well, I think it's leveled up, hasn't it? I might be wrong. Okay, now it's leveled up. Alright. So I assume this just does more damage. Yeah, this is all... Well, the first level isn't, but it's supposed to be randomly generated. Yeah, the textures are Borderlands-esque, certainly. I wonder what... There must be a name for that particular aesthetic. I just don't know what it is off the top of my head. Pretty sure it's not cel-shaded. So can I get through here yet? Yes, I can. Okay. It would appear that the solution to most things is to shoot it. I like the movement. Feels good. If you kind of know what strafe jumping is, which I sort of do, but... Oh, there's a secret in here. Cool. Aside from the fact that it had arrows pointing to it, but hey. It also... Is that an indicator for strafe jumping? I'm just trying to figure out exactly what that... Or does weapon XP just gradually rise? I'm trying to work out what those two arrows are in the corner there. Well, that doesn't look pleasant. Not in any way. Okay. Do I... Oh, you can. Okay, you just hold down the spacebar to get up here. This does not seem like a pleasant place to be, and I would be right. Well, I've got money. I should probably... Oh! Christ. I should probably spend it. Just getting a reasonable amount of pace going in this is quite satisfying. I don't know what that is, but I want it. Item charge rate. I don't have any items. Fuck. Oh well, I'm sure that'll be useful later. Oh my. Well, that sure is a boss thing. I would say shooting my gun is not particularly interesting yet. I think you'd have to upgrade your gun and get a bunch of weapon mods for that. Again, this is the big problem with a lot of roguelike games, is they dumb the combat down to ludicrously small levels, and it mostly is a case of movement rather than the satisfaction of shooting or killing something, which is not my thing. That's probably the main reason I dislike roguelike games. Even Paranautical Activity had a similar problem with it. An item. Pellet gun. Alright, cool. Let's find out what that does then. I should murder this thing, shouldn't I? Well, the pellet gun... I'm a horrible human being. I just... why would you put those there? They give items. Make them not give items. What do you mean by the combat having a little feedback? You're gonna have to be more specific. Are you meaning like a lack of recoil? Max field of view is pretty high. It defaults to 95, and I'm pretty sure it goes higher than that, so... Ah, you can't access the options menu while in game. Ah, don't do that. Hate it when games do that. Hate it. Like, I want to look at something or change something, and you won't fucking let me do it. Arrgh. Infuriating. It did enforce me. It's the optimal way to play it. I must kill them because they have items. If you don't want people to kill them, don't give them fucking items. Well, the gun has no recoil whatsoever, if that's what you're asking about. Yeah, the gun definitely has no recoil at all. Plus luck. Not that I have any idea what that means. I assume it affects drop rates. The gun does have ricochet. I still have this pellet gun, but it is crap. So, I assume it's deliberately terrible. Yeah, that is the problem I would have so far. Like, I know there are other weapons to unlock, but this gun is not that satisfying to play. Oh, I can quad jump. All right. So that's what the arrows represent. Okay. I have a feeling that using other weapons in the game may very well solve that problem. You can swear in chat, it is allowed, so you don't have to say the F word. We're not in fucking primary school. Stop complaining, TB might be the stupidest thing I've ever heard in relation to what I do on my channel. The entire fucking channel is based on complaining. Also, the game gets significantly harder, it would appear. You know, I'm half tempted to kind of redo my brand, and the reason is because people see Cynical Brit and they assume, oh, it's an angry video game nerd clone. I'm actually quite nice most of the time, assuming games don't fuck up. I'm quite positive about a lot of games, but some people get hung up on brand, so there's that. Is that wall firing bullets at me? Yes. Is that wall also a secret? Yes. This weapon level up thing, it does seem to have some effect. Like, it actually does, it changes the effect on the projectiles. I'm just not 100% sure besides that what it actually does. I think it fires faster now. The ricochet was there before. And that thing does a lot of fucking damage. Game grumps are not remotely grumpy. I don't know why they ever called themselves that. Ah, shit. Let me guess, it's one of those, oh, you can replay it with the same loadout. Does that let me keep these? I'm gonna go with no. Probably not. Is it gonna make me do the tutorial area again? Or is it gonna randomly generate a new one? Oh, bollocks, it does, I think. Nope. Yes, it does. Well, that is irritating, and they shouldn't really force you to do that. Yeah, but like redoing the tutorial level? I mean, geez. Yeah, it's just the same starting perk and weapon. You don't actually keep your upgrades, which is unsurprising, I suppose. Again, it's like, it's why I severely dislike games like this, because I hate starting from the fucking beginning. But that's the essence of these titles, so... Well, it's stage 1, but it still it posts the same tutorial messages, so... there's that to consider. So it is technically a tutorial. As far as I can tell, this is the same as the last one. I mean, is it randomized? It's hard to tell. I mean, yeah, I guess it is randomized, 'cause I'm pretty sure I don't remember these from the last time. We're not comparing Bioshock Infinite to Tower of Guns. Hey, we've got to find a way to get a gotcha moment in there. Hey, you know this thing you said 3 years ago? No, I don't know that, because I can't fucking remember. I say a lot of things. The difference is, everyone contradicts themselves. The difference is that most of you don't record what you say on the internet for hundreds of thousands of people to nitpick. That's the difference. Item charge rate, wonderful. Don't have an item. Yeah, probably at some point, if I found that like using a pseudonym on the internet actually reduces my ability to get taken seriously as part of this industry, I would probably rebrand. I'm not that attached to that pseudonym, but the problem is, like, there is a, I don't know, I think I can get away with it. Here's the reason I think I can get away with it, right? Because I'm pretty sure that, like, WTF is a stronger brand than my name. So I think I could junk my name and I'd still be fine. But I can't be 100% certain of that. And unfortunately, it's a pretty difficult theory to test, because if you fuck up and you do severe damage to your business as a result of rebranding, then... Yeah, there's that. Hi. Streaming Tower of Guns.
Tower of Guns.
Or more accurately, dying in Tower of Guns.
Do you suck at Tower of Guns?
Tower of Guns is pretty fucking hard. Yes? Hi?
Hi.
Yes?
I heard you, like, through the wall, so...
Okay, yeah, it is my office. It's to be expected.
Right.
Yes. So... Bye.
No, I will stay here and annoy you.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm kidding. Hi, chat.
Seems like they randomize that message every time, which is interesting enough. Kill the hug bots. Again, I hate him for putting those in the game. It's actually his wife's fault, apparently. His wife demanded they stay in the game, and yet you can kill them for items, and they look very sad when you do it, and that makes me feel like a terrible human being.
You are a terrible human being.
Yes.
Nobody likes you, John. Everyone hates you.
They changed the tutorial messages around.
Alright, I'll leave you alone.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
Uh-huh. Yeah, well, it's definitely randomly generating the levels. I give him credit for that, which it's got to be quite difficult to do in a first-person game, I gotta say. That's why most of these games are top-down. Actually make it look like it's a real level as well. I don't know, you gotta give him props for that. Although it is a bit weird that they keep telling you the same fucking information, just in different forms. I guess he really, really wants to drill that into you. It's like, hey, you know this one? Yes, I get it. should also not suck at this game. That would probably help. I wonder how the hell he properly generates secrets in a randomly generated level. Ah, that leveled my weapon down. Oh, damn it. The main problem I think that I've got with this is that you're stuck with... It's the same problem I have with paranautical activity for the most part, is that you are stuck with the same goddamn weapon, and it gets extremely annoying to have to deal with that. Because you're just doing the same thing, you know? You're shooting the same gun until you unlock other guns, but then you're just shooting that same gun, which unfortunately does limit the amount of interest that I have in games like this, because I don't care as much about like just pure progression, which I think a lot of these games are really based on, as I do about solid combat mechanics. And you know, it's functional, but it is definitely, what's the best way to describe it? You know, it's very simple. It's very Spartan in its mechanics. That is a big problem for me. I don't deal well with that. I know I don't even know if I'm in the minority there, but I know there are a significant chunk of people that are absolutely fine with simplistic combat mechanics. I'm just not that person. Yeah, it's just you know, holding down the left mouse button is not as entertaining as I would hope it would be. It's kind of to be expected, I suppose. You can kind of get away with it in something like Diablo, because you got a bunch of different weapons you equip, a bunch of different attacks and things like that, but here it's just like weapon mod, item, weapon level seem to be the three things which determine how you fight. That and your movement speed, as well as your ability to jump multiple times. It's like the mechanics take a back seat when you go down the roguelite path with the random generation and the progression through items and passive proc-based stuff. Music's good, though. I like the aesthetic. The RNG on the level design seems to be pretty solid. The movement is fantastic. I love how it feels. You know, the ability to accelerate by timing your jumps is great. Very Quake-esque. Or Unreal Tournament. There is fall damage. That is the thing. You can get a perk to turn that off. How on earth do I get up there? Interesting. Can you destroy these? Nope. Okay. I guess I could just triple jump. Oh, or I could just fall to my death. That would work too. Let's try that again. Yeah, I don't agree with the idea that randomization is the way to go with games. I can see why some people would believe it, but you are getting to the point, I think, where randomization is not quite good enough to generate really enjoyable level design, and as a result, you're either pseudo-randomly generating stuff with preset points and randomly generating the stuff around it. I don't think I have enough jumps to get up there. Unless I can accelerate. No, I can't do it. And I'm taking a bunch of damage doing it, so I probably shouldn't. Yeah, you don't take a huge amount of fall damage, but you do take some. To be fair, if you died by just falling in a game like this, I think it would be absolutely infuriating. Random levels greater than masterfully built levels. Fuck no. Not even close. That is not a thing that is true. Well, this is a nasty boss room. I assume you just shoot this thing to win. Yep, that sure seems to be a thing that you do. Yep, that wasn't too difficult. Ooh, a mod. Precise. Precise is probably not what I want on something that does ricochet and has projectile speed. No, never mind. How do you do masterful random levels, though? That's like... That's the problem. You can't, you know, for every masterful random level, there's thousands that fucking aren't. Let us continue. You know, I've said it many times before. It's like there's plenty of people that find these kind of games appealing, and there aren't that many games that do the random generation stuff with an FPS aspect. There's pretty much Paranormal, there is Tower of Guns, and then there's Eldritch, which is less of an FPS, but it is still first-person roguelike or roguelite. So there's definitely appeal there, and this is so far a fairly limited genre. You know, this game does what it does well. It's just, like, there seems to be this inherent genre limitation which says, you may only have one gun. Now modify it slightly. Keep shooting with this one gun. And as someone that loves FPS, I'm like, but I want more than one gun. I want combat options and ammo and stuff like that. It's actually, it's exactly the same thing I said about Paranormal Activity. Exactly the fucking same thing. Although I'd say that I think I prefer the aesthetic of this one instead of the blocky nonsense that they're doing with Paranormal. That, and they do throw a lot of interesting wall-mounted stuff at you. It's interesting that there aren't that many moving enemies. Most of them are actually turret emplacements, but this is the Tower of Guns, after all, so I suppose that is to be expected. The weapon level-up system is interesting, too. It rewards skillful play. I like that. Music's good, too. Music was good at Paranormal as well, actually. There is appeal to be found. There is appeal. Yeah, so other people in the chat are apparently having the same problem with Infinity Wars. So we'll get to Infinity Wars in a future show when the fucking thing works properly. That mod, though, it's like that's just one of the things that really infuriates me about games like this. Here, have a precision mod for a gun that requires no precision whatsoever. Like, god damn it, game! Of all the randomly generated things you could have possibly given me, you give me that. Well, that's just lovely. Well, the hitboxes are a hell of a lot better than Our Darker Purpose, I'll tell you that for a fact. Yeah, I mean, I definitely have a more positive impression of this. That said, I think that the meta progression... Would you even call it meta progression? Or do you just call it in-between round progression? In Darker Purpose is a lot better. It's that level of permanent character progression, which I find interesting. This game doesn't seem to have any of that. Although, its environment design is a fuckload more interesting than rooms! Here's a room! It's full of doodads. There is occasionally money. Also, this shit is doing a lot of damage to me for some reason. Well, this level's fucking evil. It's always level 2 of a roguelite game that gets you in some way. Starts off nice, and then it's like, here, have a difficulty spike. Hope you like death. We got lots of that. Fucking lava. Evil bastard. I wonder if his wife had anything to do with that. Jeez. Get the health. Get the health. Oh, Jesus. I just wish I had something else I could fire at them, you know? Jumping around firing the same gun that fires, like... Oh, I got a new weapon, apparently. I don't know if it's any good, but I guess we can try it out. Rewarding all styles of play. The Constellation Charger. Oh, you can turn the dialogue off. Okay. I have a feeling this is probably a piece of shit. Let's find out. I'm pretty sure the game was just horribly condescending to me with its weapon choice. Let's see if that's true. Ah. That is a little bit more interesting, I think. It blows up multiple... No, it doesn't. Well, no, this is actually rubbish. At least initially. I imagine you could level it up to not suck, but... There you go, folks. I mean, that's Tower Guns for you. I'll play a few more rounds of it. It will be something that I eventually do a video on, but... Yeah, this genre in particular, outside of FTL, has not given me a game that I have personally found amazing yet. Risk of Rain is the closest to that, and that's because the combat has some fucking variety to it, because you have multiple moves. Every other game seems to be a case of, we want everything to be passive. and there not to be any combat variety outside of one attack. Even Tower of Guns suffers from that, you know? So there's that. But I think a lot of people will enjoy Tower of Guns, by the looks of it. This is probably going to appeal to lots of people. I'm just not that person, you know. Alright, I am going to take off now, if you don't mind. I have other things to do. Try to get some videos ready for tomorrow. Need to work a bit more on South Park. The embargo for that, I believe, is on the 4th of March, so I've got plenty of time, but I need to work into it, considering it is an RPG, so it does take a while. I shall see you next time. There we go, that'll work.